Today is Friday, August 29th, 2025, and it is Yom Shishi, the sixth day of the week, 5 Elul, the fifth day of Elul, 5785, and the parsha of the week is Shoftim. The Daf Yomi is Tractate Avodah Zarah on page 72, and on the Islamic calendar, it is the sixth day of Rabi al-Awwal in the Hijri calendar, the year 1447. And this is the PL-89 Gematriatic thought calendar, Gematriatic quantum thought calendar. And the idea of this calendar is to understand the time through Gematria. And on the calendar today, on the solar calendar, it is August 29th. That would be in box number 6. And in the Hebrew calendar, it is the 5th day of Elul, and that would be in box 17. So the goal would be to find something about today that either combines the two or one or the other. And so the numbers of the day would be 6 and 17. 6, the coordinate for 6 is E for Eliyahu. That's a code. E for Eliyahu. So what do you hear when you hear that? You hear E4, right? And this is in the Cartesian coordinates, A, and the numbers and letters. So it's E, meaning it's column E, and it's row 4, E4, but then E for Eliyahu. But why Eliyahu? Why didn't I say Eric? Why didn't I say any other E name? Edward. Eliyahu in Hebrew equals 52, but in English gematria, the word 6 is 52. So it's a very complete meaning that E for Eliyahu is number 6. 6 equals Eliyahu, but it happens to be in box E4. So E for Eliyahu is 6. Now that's the first 6, but for now, I'm just staying where we are today. The next code, the next remembered coordinate would be, so that's 29th of August. Counting from here, you get to number 29 when you get to box 6. And box number 17 is for the 5th day, or any 5th day, of Elul. So what's this? C for Chumash. C Chumash. C Chumash. What do you think about Chumash? If you know about the 5 books of Moses, what would you think about the numbers associated with Chumash? It's 5, because of 5 books. That's why 17 is in C5. Look, count 3 rows over C. And then 5 rows down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C5. I-C, and Chumash actually spelled C-H-M-U. C-H-U-M-A-S-H. Chumash, like Chumash Indians. So C5, 17. And those are the coordinates for today. Now, those are just the coordinates. And it's the first day I'm mentioning the coordinates, but what is about today that connects to 617? 617 can be understood as June 17th. And June 17th was about 72 or 73 days ago. And on that day, on June 18th, on the day of June 18th, in Daf Yomi, because this is also Daf Yomi calendar, the Daf was Tractate Shavuot, or Shavuos, page 48. And why is it significant that but I recorded it on 6/17. At that time, I was doing the daf a day before. 6/17 are the coordinates of today, 6/17. But what does that have to do with today? Because today is the Friday of Parshat Shoftim. And we read the 48th Parsha tomorrow. Shoftim is the 48th Parsha, which talks about judges. And you go back to 6/17, June 17th, I recorded the daf of the day. The next day would be Shavuot 48. So there's a direct connection with, but in Shavuot, it talks about swearing and being modeh b'mixas and partially, basically all these things are happening in the court. So there's a connection between the days that we're on. This is what I mean by gematriatic thought calendar. You take the numbers that you get in each day and you connect them with real things that are happening and things that you didn't make up, things that everyone else would agree that is true. Everyone must agree that on June 18th the daf was Shavuot 48, if in fact it was. And we can always check that. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. So everyone agrees that Shavuot 48 was on June 18th, but I recorded on June 17th, and today the numbers are June 17th. It's close enough. For this thing, close enough is as long as you can make a connection. But this is the 48th Parsha, so there's a connection there to 48. That's what I mean by gematriatic thought calendar. It's also a tool to learn gematria in general. So the rule of 40 states that any box, whether it's 6 or 17 or any box in this whole calendar, can go infinitely up or down by adding 40. That's just the rule. It's called the rule of 40, and that's what allows any number to be found here. Because if I'm in box number 6, let's say today's August 29th, right? So I'm in box number 6. So if it's 6, I'm really in 46, I'm really still in 86, I'm in 126, I'm in 166, I'm in 2,000,006. I'm just ad infinitum through this avenue called the rule of 40. And that helps me see things in gematria on a daily basis on all kinds of things that can be, you can connect anything. Like, let's just say you're looking for an answer to something. What if that answer that you needed of a Torah thought was found in a particular name of a food that you were eating? And that name had a gematria, and that gematria unlocked a thought to figure out the answer. So while I'm eating a certain thing, just say it was a certain kind of soup with rice, that would have a gematria to it. And that gematria would take me into a realm of other numbers that are all words too. And it would open the mind. So I think that was explained well enough for that. So I'm able to take these numbers and look into the Siddur, which one of my dreams, and I don't know how many people actually would be interested in it, but I'd be very happy, and I could make an appeal right now, if you listen this far, to, if anyone really loves gematria enough, to commission me to write a gematriatic siddur, which means that when you look at the tefillot, the prayers, every word is gematriatized. If someone really loves gematria, maybe there's a wealthy person out there who happens to love gematria and would like to commission someone, I'm saying it could be me, I'm saying it, I happen to do that all the time anyway, to make to write books in gematria form. Write it, all the whole prayers, that when you're looking at the prayers, you can learn different kavanot, different intentions by just looking at it, and you could have the siddur printed in different forms and really the idea is to have a publishing company that it would be like the Gematria publishing company. And so I can give some examples of how that can help. If you use the rules of the Gematria to connect things, and so let's just say I'll use tefillot, prayers that the Jewish people say every day in the davening, and they'll recognize it right away. It says in the Shema, Vishinantam Levanecha, you should teach your children. Vishinantam. Okay? Vishinantam has a numerical value of 846. And these are all done with Mispar Arachi, regular Gematria, which is the most universal and well-known. There's many different ciphers, but this is the most well-known, where Aleph through Yud is 1 through 10, Yud through Kaf is 10 to 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 100, and Kuf through Taf goes by 400s. That's by far the most common universal Gematria. Vishinantam is equal to 846. And in that same family is the word Mishkenotecha. And people will know this word, Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha. It's also in Psalm 84 that Edut HaMizrach, or the Sephardi type Siddur, the Sephardi Nusach, says that a certain psalm before Mincha, which is Psalm 84, and the words in that psalm are Ma'ididot Mishkenotecha. Mishkenotecha equals 846 as well. But Vishinantam, and you should teach, and Mishkenotecha are not really so related. I mean, your dwelling place, and you should teach. Vishinantam Levanecha. It might be the only place in the Torah that says Vishinantam. So Mishkenotecha is your dwelling place. You could stretch it out. You could say, in your dwelling place, we learn things because it says in the verse in Isaiah, V'chol banayich lemudei Adonai v'rav shalom banayich. You can connect it. You can almost connect anything if they're basically good words, and But so let's say you're in the house of God. You're the dwelling place of God, and it says V'chol banayich lemudei Adonai, that all of your children will be taught by God. So in the dwelling place of God, and the only time it says in the Bible Vishinantam that I can remember is with children, Vishinantam Levanecha. There's nowhere else that says Vishinantam. Nowhere. I can't think. Because Vishinantam means you should teach. And I'm looking through all of Genesis, scanning through all of Exodus, all of Leviticus, Numbers. I don't see anywhere else where it says it. So basically Vishinantam is the place where it says you should teach, and it says to your children, and it says V'chol banayich lemudei Hashem, your children will be taught by God. That's a connection. And that came because of 846. But why did I pick that number? I picked that number because of this box. Because of today. This box activated it. Why? Because the rule of 40 will bring 6 up all the way until 846. Why? Because the rule of 40 says that 40 plus any given number on this box takes you to all. Imagine, like, you can see it like here's a good illustration that just came to me. Imagine each box is like a train station. Imagine a light rail, and you're in a tunnel. These boxes are a tunnel, and the train's going, and it's stopping at many stations, and it's going a long distance. So that's a very, very good analogy of what this box right here is. Okay, the 6 is. This box is the train station, and the train all the stations are the 40s, and the thought is the train that goes and stops at all these different 40 stations. So 6 is the first stop, okay? The next stop will be 46, the next stop is 86, the next stop is 126. It's a train that's going and going, traveling light years and light years into the realm of Gematria. And with the sound effects and all. So 6 becomes 46, becomes 86, becomes 126, becomes 166 becomes 206, becomes 246. And of course, as you see the pattern, 46 became 246. I don't have to keep counting. I just go 246 becomes 446. 446 becomes 646. 646 becomes 846. So do you see how the train of thought went through those stations, those 40 stations? Do you see how it went through those stations? I do. I do. Right? I was actually thinking about someone who said that a long time ago, so hope that wasn't too weird. But anyway, 46. Yeah, you get the idea. So now I'm in 846, and now I'm in that realm, okay? The realm of spices and seasonings. And then 846 goes, now that I've gone vertical in my realm, my train realm, not train wreck hopefully, but train, it's probably a train wreck by now, but anyway, the train of thought took me to 846. I'm going, let's say, vertical. Now I go horizontal. Oh, now I have the expanse. Now that I'm in the station of 846, I can see now all the, I see Mishinantam, I see Mishkinotecha, I see this and that and that and that. Everything equals 846. I'm in the realm. Verstehst Yiddish? Sehr gut. So that's for 6, alright? And, V'chule. You do the same thing with 17, with every number, until you have filled out every single gematriatic awareness of every word and all of the davening and all of the learning in Shas, Poiskim, from the Bible codes. Yeah? So I know I spent a lot of time on the 6 there, but let's do briefly something for 17, because that's for all 17. You don't want to negate, it's both the sun and the moon, you don't want to negate either one. So 17 is 57, is 97. See my train? The train's going. 57 is 97, is 137, is 177. It's 217. It's 257. It's 297. It's 317. No, it's not. 17 is 57, is 97, is 137, is 177, is 217, is 257, is 297. Yeah. Is 337, is 377. There we go. 377 is Gematria Shmuel. I took the train, yeah? I took the train from 17 and I stopped at 377. And now I want to get off the train. I want to spazier a little bit. I want to see the sights. I want to see, what do I see in 377? I see Shmuel. I see Shana Tova. I see Le'artzenu. Hashiva, we say Le'artzenu. Le'artzenu equals 377. But Shmuel equals 377. Did Shmuel make Aliyah recently? Do you know someone named Shmuel who made Aliyah? Then he would have come Le'artzenu, to our land. What about Shana Tova? How is Shana Tova connected to Shmuel? Well, what do we read on Rosh Hashanah? We read from the book of Samuel. Hannah didn't have any children, and she had finally a son named Shmuel. Shana Tova we say on Rosh Hashanah, but we also read the book of Shmuel on Rosh Hashanah, and that equals 377. How did I get there? I got there from 17. That's today. Today is the 5th of Elul. All those thoughts came from just the 5th of Elul. So I hope that I was able to explain the concept of what it means to have a gematriatic thought calendar. And again, I'd like to make an appeal for anyone who is interested in commissioning me, or maybe you can get a team of people who are like-minded to do this, to write books gematriatically, Torah books, Gemaras, Chumashim, Sidurim, for people who are interested in Gematria. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.